Hello and welcome. At this point in your evolution, your tongue should be pink, plump, and without lines. And you should have at least enough understanding of your body to know the difference between function and fear. You should be beginning to comprehend just what your body is capable of doing. And you should be pretty excited about what you've discovered. Can you tell me one instance in which fear has ever saved your life, protected you, given you courage to do the impossible? I ask this question a lot, and it takes most people several minutes to realize that fear has never been their friend. There are those, however, who feel that fear is a good thing. And when they do, I get answers like this. And this one came from a doctor, believe it or not. He said, and I quote, "Fear saved me by keeping me awake all night once when I got stuck overnight in the desert." I, of course, needed clarification. Well, he said, "Fear kept me awake so I wasn't bit by a snake or eaten by coyotes." I tried not to laugh and didn't bother to explain that snakes don't just bite people. They strike in self-defense or to eat. And since he was much, much, much bigger than any known reptile, he wasn't a food source. And sleeping, he wasn't a threat. Nor was he a food source for coyotes. Although do hunt in packs, fear humans much more than any human could ever fear them. Now that's not to say they wouldn't gnaw on a human corpse, but so would your cat. And just like your cat, they know the difference between a dead human and a breathing human. Just a side note, we share this planet with all the animals. It is, after all, their home too. We might try to learn to live with them instead of killing them off just because we are afraid of them. Their desires to harm you are the same that make you harm them: fear or food. Wouldn't it be better to live with the squirrels and the mice and even the skunks instead of wiping them off the face of the planet? I'm not saying invite them into your home. Just share the space outside of it. And since you've destroyed all of their food sources, it might be a kind gesture to either replant their food sources or start feeding them. The only reason they come into your house is to hunt and gather food because you took away theirs, just so you'd have a pretty yard. Man, beast, planet. We are all connected and reliant on one another for survival. Even this planet would cease to exist if the humans or the animals, all part of the circle, were removed. As humans, we have evolved many times on this planet. From caveman to astronauts, we have grown and changed, and we're doing it again. This time, it's a gender evolution. Men are no longer the traditional man, and women are stepping out of bondage. Since the beginning of time, men have been the superior gender. They have had unlimited access to all the opportunities this planet has to offer. And women have been nothing more than their support system, caretakers, and ensured their lineage. But the lines have become blurred, at least, and have disappeared at best. Since as far back as I can remember, my closest friend has called me a man with breasts. Great breasts, but still a man with breasts. I've always worn that title with pride, since I seem to have gotten the best of both genders. Although I must say that the loss of an arrogant, confident, manly man built like a brick shithouse will be a great personal loss. We may butt heads constantly over who's on top, but they are so damn attractive. I never could respect a man who worships my existence. Which isn't to say that a man acting mean, trying to look arrogant or confident, isn't also a turnoff. This evolution began when governments encouraged women to get out of the house and do jobs our men did for the very first time. This was during the Second World War. She was referred to as Rosie Riveter. And women discovered that they liked it. We went to work in factories, businesses, offices. We did all of the jobs that our men away at war had been doing for centuries. And we really, really liked it. But honestly, who wouldn't rather dig ditches than raise kids and clean houses? Of course, when the men came home, they sent all the women back to their homes. Fortunately, that didn't sit well with the women. And just so you know, shortly after that, we won our freedom. In case you missed it, the 60s and 70s were a turbulent time between the genders. They did try some of that caveman bullshit by trying to beat us back into submission, but we weren't buying it this time. They jailed us, they beat us, they tried all kinds of crazy shit. But we stood our ground, and we got what we wanted. Now, we have masculine women and feminine men, and I see even more blending as we continue. Change is good, just takes a little time to adjust. Nothing to fear. So quit making decisions based on fear. Logic makes for a much better world. Fear is a nasty, evil, mind-fucking beast that will never treat you fairly, allow you free will, or sheer pleasure. It is out for your blood. I like to think of my mind as central control, and my body is where fear does its damage. I liken fear to a computer virus. It is designed to keep you from controlling your own mind and body. And for whatever fucked up reason, it is out for your blood. Anxiety, adrenaline, apprehension, and anticipation are normal reactions to anything. Fear is not. Now, I know you know these words: anxiety, adrenaline, apprehension, and anticipation, and you think you know what they feel like, but you don't. I promise you, once you kill your fear completely and remove it completely from your body, which I'm going to teach you how to do, you will discover that anxiety is not as bad as you think. Adrenaline is fucking delicious. Apprehension isn't that bad at all. It's kind of exciting. Apprehension, you might be a little concerned, but it's nothing like fear. And anticipation is wonderful. I, I can't explain to you how it feels different. It can only be experienced. But once you experience anxiety, adrenaline, apprehension, and anticipation without any fear attachment, you're going to find that they're easy to handle. Fear needs to be killed, just like a computer virus. And only you can kill it, because you are its only nemesis. Did you know you weren't born with fear? Not even a crack baby has ever been born with fear. Addiction, yes, but not fear. You're taught to fear. And fear has only one purpose: control. Whoever taught you to fear needed to control you at that time. It was most likely taught to you by your parents. Don't leave the yard or the boogeyman will steal you and you'll never see me again. If you don't eat all your food, you will never grow up strong and happy. If you lie to me, your nose will grow and then fall off. You know, shit like that. Listen, I'm not trying to tell anyone how to parent, but teaching a human how to make good choices and live with the consequences of those choices seems like it would make for a better human. Controlling your children may make your life a little easier, but it installs a program in your child that others have figured out how to use against them. Don't set your child up to be a lifelong victim. Give them the knowledge to know the difference. We all know that fear is a bitch to conquer. Don't pass it on to your kids. But for you, let's get started doing some killing. First, you have to find it. It affects each of us differently because each of us has different buttons or triggers. So let me tell you how it affected me and how I killed mine. Fear, before I even knew I could kill it, used to give me terrible panic attacks, crippling. I couldn't control anything in my own body. I would curl up in a ball and write it out. That was the best that I could do. It also fucked with my gastro systems. In fact, so badly it almost killed me. Fear would be happy if you were in a coma. Then you never fight its control. You need to feel it, see it, sense which part of your body it's affecting and what brought it on. I will never teach you how to live with fear or ever tell you to face it. I will, however, teach you how to kill that motherfucker dead. So let's get started. As you feel or sense fear, give it a shape, a face, a body, whatever. Preferably someone or something you really hate. Can you see it? Is it there? Can you see this image that you really fucking hate? Now stab it, shoot it, burn it, beat it to death, blow it up with a tank, use a whip. Let your imagination go batshit crazy. Any sick and twisted thing you've ever seen, done, or imagined doing, do it and kill your fear. Believe me, it's earned everything you're going to give it. But fear will not go quietly into that good night. In fact, the better you get at fighting it, the more nasty it's going to get. And just when you think you're getting the hang of it, it will try to convince you that killing it is killing you. Yeah, it's that fucking nasty. You're going to be in the middle of a battle with it, smiling because you are killing that motherfucker. And all of a sudden, you're going to feel a panic attack that you're killing yourself. It's going to make you feel that if you continue, you're going to also die. But you won't. I promise. Push through. Keep going. Don't stop. This is one of those boundaries I need you to go beyond no matter how frightened you are. Fear wants you to stop. It needs you to stop because you're getting too good and it doesn't think it can keep fighting you. This is a good sign. It shows you're winning. This is not the time to slow down or back down. This is the time to charge forward, increase your attacks, hit your fear with a constant barrage of death. This is when the time between sights of fear become fewer and fewer. But keep killing it. Every single time it shows up, kill it. Fear-free days will turn into fear-free months, even years. The ultimate goal, however, is that it will never return. Until then, begin to live your life the way it was meant to be. Fearless. Being fearless does not make you stupid. It does not make you crazy. It will not make you do anything that you wouldn't have done when you were racked with fear. If you're not someone who would stick their hand in a burning fire while you were racked with fear, then once you kill your fear, you're not going to suddenly start sticking your hand in fire. Even when I was racked with fear, I still did crazy things. Now I just do them fearless and am able to push more boundaries. I am able to discover things that these bodies can do that you can only imagine. And we're going to get to them in the future. Aren't you glad I did? Fear nothing. Respect that which deserves your respect. Fear nothing. Respect that which deserves your respect. Did you hear me? Good. Fire deserves your respect. A big old grizzly bear deserves your respect. A man pointing a gun in your face deserves at least your attention, but none of them deserve your fear. Logic and fear cannot occupy the same space. So if a man is pointing a gun in your face, you might be better off using logic to seek a solution rather than pissing your pants. Living without fear allows you to see the world in a completely different way. Suddenly, other humans are no longer a threat. A precaution, maybe, but not a threat. The outdoors is filled with beauty and splendor, not terror hiding in every bush. The future is filled with possibility, not dread. You finally get to breathe, and I almost mean that literally because fear will fuck with your ability to breathe. This isn't something that can be understood until it's experienced. But don't worry, I'll get you there. Eventually, you will no longer need to fight it. You will simply turn off whatever it's turned on. Once you take control of your body, you will learn to simply turn off whatever it's turned on. Indigestion, panic, shortness of breath, whatever. You won't give fear a thought. You will just realize what's happening and automatically turn it off. Most of it you'll do without even thinking twice. And then you've won. Fear can never harm you again. You've made it your bitch. Another weapon that has worked well for one of my students against the onslaught of fear is filling your body with a darkness, a thick darkness that envelops all fear as it fills your body. Finally filling your mind and knowing there is nowhere for fear to hide as it dies, gasping for life in the thick darkness. Yeah, I like that too. Now here's something a little personal. I took a long, long time to completely kill my fear because for some twisted, unknown, yet deciphered reason, I felt sympathy for it. I couldn't completely kill it until I could completely accept that it was my enemy. A part of me still believed that it could be saved, converted, do good. It can't. It won't. But only you can make the choice to completely remove it from your body. I decided finally that mine just wasn't worth hanging on to, and I got rid of it. As you get better, you're going to discover just how evil it is because it's going to fight back harder and harder. It's going to bring on imaginary heart attacks, give you diarrhea at the worst times, make you nauseous for absolutely no reason, give you a cramp in your leg that brings you to your knees. It's a bitch. This is where knowing your body gives you the advantage. When fear attacks your body or your mind, stop, slow, control. Stop, slow, control. Stop, slow, control. Stop breathing. For whatever reason, when you hold your breath, fear becomes disoriented. Then slowly let it out or slowly breathe it in. Then control your mind. See where fear is attacking. Scan your body like I've taught you. You'll know if it's a real system threat or just fear fucking with you. You may not trust your knowledge at first, but you will very soon. Then you will be able to take the fight to fear instead of just reacting when it strikes. This is when you know you're going to win the war. Kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, then kill it again. Keep killing it until it's just too tired to come at you again. Then enjoy the peace. Live. Now, on a side note, I was out getting coffee this morning and I overheard a conversation between two older gentlemen. They were talking about knee surgery, and one of them said, "It's got to happen to all of us," and the other one agreed. It took all of my control not to scream at them. Your knees need to be worked out, not cut up. Put your ass on a Stairmaster and keep climbing until the pain goes away. I promise you, your knee's not going to break. The pain will go away. Well, first it'll be replaced by workout pain, but eventually doing all of the things I've taught you, maintaining your hydration, massage, and regular use of the Stairmaster, and your knees are going to reverse to an age when they worked beautifully. Your body is built to fix itself, to be self-sustaining, to live for centuries. Use your mind and logic to care for your body, not your fear. Fear is what sends the masses to their doctors. Virtually anything you do to your body, you can fix yourself. It was built to do exactly that. Instead of running to the doctor every time you have an ache or a pain, use your brain to figure out whether or not you really need a doctor. Your life, your body, your choice. Every time you defer your life to a doctor, you are trusting that that doctor desires you to live as long as you do. Are you willing to bet the rest of your life on your doctor's opinion or yours? If you bet on your doctor, you're betting against yourself. Never bet against yourself. Nobody can possibly know you better than you. Nobody can possibly understand your body better than you. Trust you and no one else. I promise you, there is no other living, breathing human being who is more concerned with your long, long, long life than you. Know your body, and you'll know if you really need a doctor. These bodies have to keep moving to keep moving. Just as close in our history as the 50s, people still walked everywhere, and we women did it in high heels. There weren't Walmarts, one-stop shops, so downtown was a collection of everything we needed, and we walked from one store to another for blocks shopping. And if we needed something from the corner store 2 blocks down the road, we walked. Technically, we sent kids to fetch it, but whatever. We walked or rode bikes. Now we use the car to park closer to the store on the other side of the parking lot. Our kids don't get outside, much less walk or ride bikes. I know you've heard this. A body in motion stays in motion. As a long-term thinker, you need to learn to rely on yourself for a long, long, long life. Trusting short-term thinkers with your choices who neither believe nor desire a long life is probably a mistake. But it's your life, your body, and yes, your choice. I know that most of you believe this era of medical development is lengthening our lives, but it just isn't so. And please, never, ever take my word for it or anybody's word for anything. Do your own research. Go to any cemetery that has graves as far back as at least the early 1900s and look at the age of those who died of old age. You're going to be very surprised at what you find. And then you're going to start thinking twice about the chemicals I've told you to stop putting in your body. And just so you know, science cannot regrow your liver, nor your hair, nor turn on your collagen, testosterone, nor can it reverse your aging. But you can. Yeah, your body can do all of those things. So who do you trust? The one that can't or the one that can? Control your body, control your world. Take your body off of autopilot by killing your fear. Fear is not an emotion. It is a virus that some people have mastered using to control other people. Control is fear's only purpose, the only reason it exists. But there are 3 emotions that fear has a hard time breaking through: joy, pleasure, and comfort. I try to concentrate on these emotions, but honestly, just living fearless is more joy and pleasure and comfort than not. That's the real goal, you know. Having more happy days than not. That is human common ground. We all desire the same thing, more happy days than not. And it's all within your control. Your body is evolving. Push the boundaries to discover just how far it can take you. Your body is an amazing instrument, but your mind is the most powerful of all. Push it. It can take it. You might be surprised what you discover you're capable of. But the most surprise of all will be from the people you once feared when they realize they've lost control over you. Like I said, our world is evolving, and we are tired of being controlled by those who could care less whether or not we're happy, just as long as we pay them. In fact, the only thing no one's figured out how to charge us for is the air we breathe. We don't even own the things we pay them for. Our houses, land, cars. We have to continue to pay them long after we bought it, or they take our houses, land, and cars away. We can't even grow a potato or fish in the river without having to pay homage to them. I mean, what kind of sick and twisted asshole can sit there in his tower knowing that there are starving people in his streets, but if they dare to fish in a river or kill a deer without paying him homage, he will put their ass in jail? How sick a motherfucker do you have to be? Luckily, I believe governments and rulers will become obsolete with this evolution. We no longer need the protection, and nobody even knows what in the hell they do with all the money we're forced to give them. In fact, we got so discouraged with their handling of all the money we're forced to give them that we started finding ways not to give it to them. So they created one of those stupid laws. You know the ones. This one says if you don't give them a percentage of everything you make, they'll put your ass in jail. Does that even seem logical to you? Fear and control are their only weapons, and we are just so over that shit. You are a long-term thinker, so don't worry if it takes a while to completely kill fear. You have a long, long, long while. Just know that you can and will win. You will defeat the one thing that can keep you from all the happiness you desire. And trust me, it is the only thing standing in your way. Fearless is freedom. Fearless is freedom. Kill your fear and discover a world you never even imagined existed. Fear nothing. Respect that which deserves your respect. Well, that's it for today. Thank you for joining me. And as always, until we meet again.